Nick Roush here. Happy to be joined by two of the best from the trenches. There's a big blue wall that gets a lot of rep, but Kentucky's
We
defensive
don't get no
line,
love.
exactly. They're a great
No
crew.
love.
Phil Hoskins and Quinton Bohanna are joining me today, and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk ball. A lot happened this year. A lot happened throughout y'all's careers, and I just wanted to hear some of your side of the story about what about the good, the bad, in between. And I wanted to start at the beginning because I like Phil, you're from Toledo, the Glass City. Like what can you
Right.
explain why is it the Glass City? Why does Toledo play in the Glass Bowl? That's ridiculous.
Basically we make glass there. You know, we got like the glass blowing thing in our Toledo museum. But I couldn't tell you why they call it the Glass City, but I know why they call it Holy Toledo. And that's because, it's got so many churches. Like there were so many churches in Toledo.
Oh.
But I think the glass thing came from our glass blowing,
Okay.
the guys who blow glass.
I know Findlay is not far from Toledo, and it's called the Flag City because they make all the flags there. So I just like that Ohio has all these towns. You just call them whatever they make.
Yeah, weird. They weird up there, man.
Memphis is just called Memphis, man.
Well, I'm curious, Q. So you're from Memphis. For me, my only notion of Memphis is Beale Street and basketball and Cal. So what was it like growing up in Memphis when, Cal had Memphis rolling.
Oh yeah, those was the times. Those was the times for sure. But it's Memphis like any other rugged place. You gotta work, blue collar, gotta grow up fast. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And I, had that mindset, you can make it out of there, you can make it out anywhere. So I'm proud. I'm a proud Memphian, and I'm always representing. Put on.
Yeah, he more than proud about Memphis. All he do is rep Memphis. That's him. You can't say nothing about Tennessee unless it involves Memphis.
No, you can speak on Tennessee because I'm not from Tennessee. I'm just from Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis is his own place. That's what he say. Memphis is his own place.
We our own place, our own little country down there, our own little world. Ain't nothing like it.
I like that because when I asked Josh Ali about going to his home state of Jacksonville, he was like, "I ain't from there." South Florida is completely different than Jacksonville. But so I'm curious, Q, were you pro or anti The Blind Side when that came out?
It was a good movie. Like the story was good, but I know people who know, Michael Orr, so he was kind of against it a little bit. He ain't feel everything was true. I ain't like how they try to make him like he wasn't. They tried to make him like he was real off, but he wasn't. He was a good dude, but I liked the movie. It was a good storyline. It was good for Hollywood, I guess.
Yeah, Disney, they charged some stuff up, and I was just curious what the local that was one of my team bonding adventures from the last time I got to play ball. So it's been a while since I've had on shoulder pads, like a long while. I would be hurt in an instant if I were to do that anytime soon. But what's it just like right now? Like, oh snap! Like I'm done playing Kentucky football.
For me, the transition been kind of. I ain't really had much time to just be like, oh, I'm done, because I got right back to it. Like, I got a couple days off after the bowl game, and I'm right back at it now, training and getting ready for the combine and everything. So when I sit back and think about it, it's crazy because those 4 years went by fast, super fast. But
and Phil, you're what, 6 years into college football? I mean, I'm sure you get the jokes all the time about being in it forever. Like,
yeah, I definitely do. I'm old man Phil, Uncle Phil. I'm all these anything that basically got to do with being an old person. I've been called it.
Yeah, Uncle Phil.
Did you get more stuff than Duffy? Are you all just the old man?
Yeah. Listen. I get more stuff than Duffy, but it's because Duffy don't look how old he is. Like I'm big, I'm huge, so I just look old.
Duffy pushing 30 now.
Yeah, Duffy way older than me, and it's crazy.
Oh man. Well, whenever we would talk to JUCO guys, they would talk to just how miserable it was. Was there one thing in particular from JUCO that was just unlike anything else you've ever experienced before?
There was plenty of that. I mean, I was in cornfields, so I know it was good. Like, but there was this, the one thing, as soon as you said that to me, the food was good sometimes, but those burgers, man, I don't know where they were manufacturing these burgers, man. But listen, it looked like the face of the moon. Like, they had craters. I'm talking about the burgers just looked wild, bro. Like, I've never seen – I had to lift my bread up a couple times and make sure nothing was crawling out my burger, man. But Highland, yeah, it was actually a good place. Like, it was a great place. If I could do it all again, I'll still choose Highland to go to for a JUCO.
Yeah, I know it's not as nice as I'm the words escaping me. Not table. What do they call the food y'all get in the cafeteria or whatever? Oh man,
training table.
Training table. Yeah. It's a little bit different what they're cooking up there. You mentioned too right before the bowl game, Phil. Like to take kind of a serious turn here for a second. You talked about just how throughout your time, how much you matured and kind of how much Coach Stoops helped you along the way. Just what is the last 3 or 4 years, your time at Kentucky just meant for you personally?
Me personally, it meant a lot to me. I got to be around guys that helped me mature. I got to see, the growth in myself and a lot of guys. And when I came back, I got to pull a couple guys with me. And that, it took time. Like, it came over time, but I got to take a couple guys under my wing, help them develop. But the lessons I learned here usually came through, like, team meetings when I would just sit back and listen and be a sponge. I would listen to, what Stoops said, what Coach Merrill said, what my coach say. You got to take things for what they are. But my time here has been good. It's been really good, actually. And, going back to that question earlier about, what we're going to miss. I was watching TikTok, and this D1 girl was, filming her day-to-day trip after a game. And I was like, dang, I'm not going to be flying on planes no more, eating with the team, like at hotels, doing stuff like that. And I was like, college football is really over for me. So I was like, crazy.
That had to be kind of a crummier part of this year too, is like they cut back on the fun stuff. Like, I don't know, you got to go to was it Panama Jacks or whatever, but even just like the Tuesday nights with the family queue, like you couldn't even have the big team meals anymore. Like that just I don't think any of us from the outside can really understand just how crappy it was at times on the inside.
Yeah, it was, man. It was hard for us, especially because Coach Stoops, he put so much emphasis on team bonding and, coming together. And it was a big change this year. So we had to work around the protocols and everything. But I think at the end of the day, like that bowl game, it brought like the whole year together. I mean, it like put the whole year like it was worth it after, like, because we got to be together. We spent time, like we bonded like never before during those little 3 days we was in Florida. So it was very,
I think that trip might have been better than any of the other bowl trips, even though it was only like 3 days. Like, we definitely had like a great time in those 3 days. Like, that was a great bowl trip, even though COVID made it shorter, had guidelines and everything. But
it did feel like
go ahead, my bad.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it just felt like you all finally got to exhale.
All right,
definitely.
And it showed in our play, how we play. You can tell like everybody was loose. We were so ready to go play. And it was more playing for each other. Everybody was back. We wasn't worried about Corona. Man, it was just some good times. That's something I'm gonna miss for sure. That was a good time, man.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm never probably gonna forget. I'll never forget that.
You got 3 rings out of it too. You said you were.
Yeah, like I might show you a sneak peek of what these rings look like. They got them, posted up in the locker room. Listen, my pinky gonna look so good. I'm trying to tell you.
So is it like, do you wear the rings out regularly, or is this like only bring it out for special occasions kind of thing?
I never really wear my rings out, like my rings, but like I feel like one day, once I get a little older, I'm gonna get like a trophy case and put my, the game balls and the rings in them. But like, of course, when I first get them, I'm gonna just wear them somewhere, like all 3 rings. I'm gonna just wear them somewhere just to do it.
No, with me, my mama got everything, in a little
in a safe
somewhere.
spot.
Yeah. So
That's smart. That's smart. And like they aren't very practical, but they still are cool as hell. And like it's like the old man thing. Like when if Freddie had one of those bowl rings, he would be showing up to the K Club rocking them on game days, kind of thing. That's when you.
That's what that's something.
Freddie, my guy, man. I miss Freddie, man. That's my guy.
What?
See,
Freddie was too cool. Like Freddie was
man, I miss Freddie,
cool.
Man.
That's why we're glad we got him
God.
back from y'all. It was weird having a year without him, but we're glad to have him back.
Freddie, good dude, genuine.
So that year, 2018, when y'all think back at that season, what's the first, like there was a lot of crazy wins. I guess we'll start with UQ. What's the one win or one moment from 2018? When I first mentioned that season, what comes to mind?
Of course, the Florida game, for sure. We went to the Swamp. Nobody thought we was going to do it. I think that was ranked like 20th or something. That's the biggest moment. The first thing I think of, yeah.
The first thing I thought of, was the Florida game, but then I thought about that Mississippi State game when the stadium was just
crazy.
Full of smoke. Like that looked like some of a movie, man. It was crazy. Yeah, that memory right there is the one for me.
But the thing about that year, we knew what we was about to do. Because that off season, that spring, man,
we worked out like no other.
And it was us. It wasn't like coaching them put emphasis on doing this. It just everybody held everybody accountable. Josh was making we was on the same rack, so we was playing around. Man, they getting on our ass. If I'm bullshitting, Phil getting on my, it was just
like
we knew what we was gonna do that season.
Yeah, that season was crazy because we, like you said, we really knew what we were about to do. Like nobody else was believing in us, but we knew we was putting in the work, the time, the effort, the dedication to go out there and whoop anybody we had to play.
For sure.
And it definitely showed. That's just what it's got to be for them boys next year and the years to come.
That Mississippi State game, that's a slept on game.
Yeah,
because there were so many big ones, but like it was top 25. It was fighting fire with fire, just going to be nasty in the trenches. And I forgot about that smoke because they launched the fireworks off and it had been like raining or something. So it wouldn't go away. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
That was supposed to be
that game was
fire.
That game was crazy.
They was coming in, everybody like they the most physical team, and they had Fitzgerald big ass running all these quarterbacks run.
Man, Josh he had like 5 almost sacks and then 3 sacks in that game.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Josh, every game, Josh was having 15 tackles and 3 sacks. And nobody saying nothing about it. It was normal to us. Like, we expected that out of dude.
He would come up to me sometimes because I would talk trash to him. I'd talk shit to him. I'd be like, I'm still better than you, blah, blah, blah. So toward the end of the season, he came to me and was like, hey, Phil, you still think you're better than me? I was like, hell yeah, I do. But listen, I didn't know how good this man was until I actually watched a TV copy game. Like, usually, we break our film down, blah, blah, blah. But I was watching a TV copy, and he was just killing dudes. Like, nobody could stop him. Like, he really looked the part.
He played the part. So. Top 3 player I've ever seen or played with or anything ever. All levels.
Like,
for sure.
Playing right to him, you just didn't see it. But on TV, it showed.
Well, he's the only guy that I've ever watched. Like on third down, it was like you watch Josh. You weren't watching the ball. You weren't watching the quarterback side. You were watching Josh to see what he did. And I'm curious as guys who were rushing next to him, like, how did he impact what you were supposed to be doing out there?
I mean, man, go ahead.
Yeah, like it was like certain plays, where I would have to do like certain stunts and like make gaps, but he didn't really need it to work regardless. But I don't know. I'm gonna let Q go ahead with that one because that man was fire.
Man, it just used to be like you'll be out there with him, and you'll be like, Josh, go get his ass. You telling him before the play, Josh, go get his ass.
We counting on Josh. We know Josh gonna make something happen. Like
that Missouri game slept on too. That year when we went to Missouri, that's a slept on game for sure.
Oh, that's my.
What? He was balling.
That's my.
I think the man had 30 tackles. He had like 30 tackles and 3 sacks.
And I think in that second half, there was 13 straight 3-and-outs against that Missouri offense.
First down. And look, Phil ain't gonna like this, but Coach came to the sideline after halftime and said, "No more substitutions. We're not taking nobody out. Nobody come in. Y'all stand." The one defense stayed in the whole second half, and we
Listen,
ran one defense. We played one base defense and shut them boys down with Drew Lock for a whole half.
it's
Not one
crazy.
person.
Yeah, they did it. I was glad that they did it, boy. I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
you.
there's credit to Coach House on that one. He said, "Man, we finna do what we do." And this shit, we dominated them boys.
It was like the scene in Remember the Titans when Coach Yost is like, "Not one more yard," and just
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
For real.
And I was down on the sideline. I went down right after Lynn made that return. And I personally had talked a bunch of smack that week. There was people giving Terry a lot of hell. And it's like, guys, like, I know Terry hasn't played great, but first off, the alternative's not much better. Secondly, like, this team's winning some games. Let him get a little leeway. And he wasn't
Right.
well. But Bowden had that big return. And then on the final drive, he was just delivering darts out there. You had the play by Bouvier. And then, I mean, the flat, just that whole last sequence, you could feel that whole stadium just get the wind sucked out of them. It was unlike anything else I've ever
I
experienced.
remember they had a player that would play, I guess it was in NFL or something, and that was like, before the game, he was like, "When we beat Kentucky, don't storm the field. They still Kentucky." So we were like 11th in the country or something. And I know he felt shitty.
I'm glad you said something about Bouvier because, you know, when I think of somebody with hands, Bouvier always comes to mind. That man did not drop a ball.
Nothing.
Like, he was a legit wide receiver. Like, he was legit at catching the ball. If you threw that ball,
I never seen
Bouvier,
somebody with arms that little. I don't think I ever met somebody.
Yeah,
with
he was only like
little.
5'5", and you know he was catching everything. Like, it's crazy.
Whatever his height say on the depth chart when he played, you got to take at least 2-3 inches.
Well, that's what the people on ESPN, they love to say that you were like 400 pounds, Q. They love to talk about how big you were.
Man, I hated that. They love every time I made a play, it was, well, God, that size, not knowing I'm like 330. I wasn't that weight ever. I played this whole season no heavier than 335, 340. But
they would do that with you and Bully every single time. They were like, "Oh, 400 pounds in the middle of it."
Well, they were saying about Bully too, talking about 380. I'd be like, damn.
That man not no damn 380. Yeah. You can't even play it.
They gotta take them stats from that weight from freshman year off.
They gonna see when the combine and I don't know how everything gonna work, but when the pro day and everything come, my official weight gonna be out. Yeah.
So in that Missouri game, before the game, I thought I was going to see a brawl in the tunnel because they had that little temporary chain link fence in between the two teams. Whenever y'all were coming out at the same time,
yeah,
there was that game, and then there was the one, belt bowl where y'all were coming out of the same tunnel too. I'm curious, what's some of the, like in the Gator Bowl, like what are you reminding the quarterback after he throws that first interception?
Oh, I'd be on their ass. Him, like Mississippi State quarterback, I went and told him, like, bro, you got to stop. You boys. And they're like 2. But NC State quarterback, I just looked up. He felt so bad. He was the whole game, he was like, who's he was just complaining. So I just had to look at him like, it's really your fault.
Yeah,
it was fun. I like messing with him. It's fun. 1 second, let me get my charge.
So for you, Phil, I know you're big. I don't know if joke maker is the right word, but like, is it just inherently a thing where in the trenches you got to talk trash just because, like,
Phil talk more than everybody.
Yeah. Like, okay, listen, I used to not talk, but this year, like, I was all the way turned up. Like, anybody who wanted to smoke, I was giving it to them. Like, they didn't even have to want it because they was gonna get it regardless. Like, I was delivering it for free. They didn't have to pay me for that because I'm giving it.
Well, so did that come, like, was that like that in practice too? Like, would you jaw at some of the guys in practice too on the other side?
No.
When Stenberg was here.
Yeah, I used to hate Stenberg. I hated Stenberg, but like, he was always a cool dude. But like, I just didn't like him.
That was my guy. Stenberg was my guy. That was my dude.
Yeah, like
I feel like Stenberg would be the kind of dude that you couldn't help but hate if you were going up against him.
Dude, I hated Stenberg, but like me and him always made each other better. You know, like that was my go-to guy.
I had like a secret hit out for Phil and Marquand. They ain't like them.
Yeah. So who's the toughest dude to go up against the line in practice?
For me, I go against Drake ass 24/7. That's the only person I see.
Yeah. And who I was going against
Drake
was
for sure.
Horsey. Like I would go up against the guards, and you know, Horsey. It took me a little while to figure out Horsey because like we were just talking about Stenberg. I used to go up against Stenberg all the time, so I knew he was a mauler. You know, he was coming to get me. So I would work that move. But with Horsey, he was more of like a finesse guy. So it took me a little while to figure him out, like, and what to do.
Horsey a ball.
I was used to him. I was used to Stenberg coming. So
how long would it take you, like, in a game when you're going up against the dude across from you? How long does it take you to kind of figure him out?
It take me. I just need a drive, and I know what I can do.
I would say about the second half, I done figured you completely out. But it's sometimes hard to do that, because we are more of a run stop defense. So like my
hold up 1 second. I don't want to cut my boy off.
Go ahead.
Phil, we not in UK no more, bro. Say what you gotta say, bro.
I mean, you feel me? Hey, but no, because you feel me? I can't. Listen, we was more of a run stop, so we didn't get to pass rush.
I got you, Phil. Our defense not meant for us to just go off like. So you got like Auburn, you got like Mississippi State, where these D lines just getting off, attacking million plays in the backfield. And it's not Kentucky's defense. We can do it because if you think about it, Kentucky didn't have no guys. When me and Phil, we got in there together. They didn't have no guys with our body types, our just way of playing defensive line. So we went in there, we changed that whole culture. We changed the culture of that D-line. Now you go in that room, it's dogs in that room. It ain't just like when I got there, it was players. You knew, all right, he play this, he play this, he play this. There's nothing else they can do. Now you go in that room, you got dogs. Those young guys, those guys are some dogs. Every one of them.
Yeah, and I'm glad that them young boys came in like while we was here, because like you said, when me and Q got here, I promise I don't care what nobody says. Because I saw what the D-line was doing before we got here, like, and just how, everything was going. Like, they had dogs, but it wasn't like this.
You weren't controlling the gap.
Like,
they weren't sitting down.
We definitely changed the culture. Now.
Calvin and TJ were some good players.
Yes,
day one.
Calvin, TJ, them my boys. Like, and, I was with them like as an older guy. I was supposed to be in that class, but like. I think it really started when I was coming from JUCO and I was talking all that shit like, oh yeah, I'm coming in here to do this, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, he think he gonna do all this. But like when I got there, I was working to take somebody's spot. And like that elevated their game too, because you feel me, the new guys.
Like the culture of that whole room changed. Like expectations not the same.
Yeah.
Like but we was overshadowed by the Big Blue Wall. Which is all the recognition they get and everything people say about them is well deserved. Those some dogs that coached up. But we had a hell of a D-line room. We had a hell
give a lot of credit to the Big Blue Wall, I promise. Because listen, this summer, COVID took away spring. That was my first time back. I'm so glad that I got to practice against the Big Blue Wall every day. Because when I say I needed to knock that rust off, if I wasn't going up against Landon and Kennard and Horsey and Drake and Luke,
they better than Everton.
If I was at a different school and they had one of those just who knows what would happen? Like, who knows?
Let me ask y'all about injury stuff, because both of y'all had you had your stint, obviously 2019, where that took you out completely, Phil, and then Q, you had, I guess it was early on, you had some bad ankle stuff and it was just kind of lingering. What's that? Just what's going through your mind when you're stuck on the sideline and like there's really nothing you can do about it? It just show up to treatment.
The ankle stuff with me wasn't big. This season I had a MCL sprain after the Tennessee game. I had to miss 2 games. But the ankle I played with it, but it just like you said, it's something nagging, and when you know you can't move and do what you want to do how you normally do it, it is aggravating. And, you be frustrated. But with the knee thing, for me, probably was the probably most serious injury I done had that really just was like, you can't play. You got to rehab to get right. And it's real aggravating. I was watching them play. They played like Mizzou, we lost. Georgia was a game I wanted to play, so it's real aggravating. Frustrating for sure. Now, Phil, I'll let him talk about him.
So how did that even happen? Because we were up in the press box. We were excited to see Big Snack back in the game. And all of a sudden, we just wait. Is he getting help to the locker room? What happened?
Man, I wish I knew exactly what happened, but it really had to do with so one of the guys was going harder than the other. So me and my guy were going hard, but the guard, he was like, because we run the same plays before pregame. They go this way, they go this way. So we were going to my right, but the guard, he was going hard this play actually, and he got behind me to go get a linebacker. So he engaged his guy. My tackle came, but my foot got caught in his cleat because I stepped over there, and I just got twisted in my knee. I don't know. They said, what did they say? They said my fibular, whatever the thigh bone is, hit the back of my kneecap, shattered it, shattered a piece of it, and I sprained my MCL and PCL. So I tried to get up, but once it happened, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get up. I tried, but that was just a freak injury. That was some freak stuff.
But
10 minutes before the game, I could have cried. Actually, I did cry. Actually,
that injury changed your whole way of thinking, though.
Yes, a knee. That's different.
Because I don't think
this whole year, I was moving off the ball. A lot of people told me why you so far off the ball? It was all about me, trusting my leg really. But when I finally was you know what, I'm gonna just trust it completely and just go ball. That's that South Carolina game where I was up close on the ball, doing all this stuff, and then I ended up getting the SEC, player of the week at football, and I was like, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and trust this thing because good things happen when this happens. So,
well, and I guess that was before that. The pick against Georgia, that's got to be a career highlight, right?
Yeah, that one was fire. I feel
that was hard, super hard.
Yeah, I really wanted to pick Josh's, so I could just take it off and run. But I told him, and that's crazy. I told him I was gonna get a pick. I'm gonna get the next pick. But
how much?
Yeah, I feel that definitely was a career highlight. It was perfect timing.
Yeah, how much hell did y'all give Josh for getting caught from behind?
Still giving him hell.
Yeah, you supposed to be the athletic guy, and you got caught by somebody else from behind, bro. With 10 yards to go, not even.
Group. He the standard. He the athletic standard of our group. And if he get caught, what do you think they're going to think about all of us?
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to get on his ass, but don't.
Definitely had to get on his ass. Man. I don't know what's wrong with Josh for getting caught.
Oh, man, that was great. Also, did I ever get the origin of Big Snack? Where did that come from? And why is it 2 C's and not a K? Is it just because you're thick with 2 C's? Is that where it comes from?
No. My dad really came up with that. And the 2 C's just came from a lifestyle, but he gave me that nickname because I guess I eat a lot. I can't even say because I know I eat a lot.
Come up because.
He was just like, I'm gonna call you Big Snack, and I was like, you know what? I like that. I'm gonna make that my Twitter name.
Oh, that's well. I like the drawing on the shirt too. Zadarius, that's his move now. He's all about writing on the undershirt.
Shirt, yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool.
He really is.
Change up another UK guy who he was around for Brumball, and then you all had Coach LeBlanc for 3 years, and then
this year,
Coach Stu. What's it like when you're? I know that a lot of folks, you think of the head coach, but you all your position coach. You spend more time with him than anybody else.
Right.
He's your main guy. You're with them countless hours of the day. What's it like whenever you got a change in the position room?
It wasn't really different excuse me, like it wasn't really different for us because Stu was there with LeBlanc at one point. But our first 2 years. So he already knew like the type of dudes we was, like the type of coaching we liked, the type of coaching it takes to get to us. So it wasn't really a big transition. And they teach the same stuff. The big difference between those guys is Coach LeBlanc laid back. He gonna get his point across and that's what it is. But Stu, he energized, he running all up and down the practice field. And so that's the difference really.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like when we first got here, he was here with us. So we really only had like a year or two without him. But like, yeah, when he got here, he knew how guys was. He knew what we liked and what we didn't like. The biggest difference was, like he said, the laid back thing. Like Coach LeBlanc, he's just gonna talk to you. He's not gonna yell at you. He's not gonna do that. He's just gonna talk to you. Stu, you do something practice. Damn. I'm like, all right, Coach Stu. All right.
The thing about LeBlanc though was that he was the only person in that building that I just, I can just go. We can talk about life, anything.
Yeah.
Every other coach, it was just football because they couldn't, it went. I ain't looking at nothing wrong with that because they couldn't relate to me and where I'm from and woo. So LeBlanc was my guy. So when he left, they kind of, it kind of stung a little bit in that aspect. But when they said we was getting Stewart,
yeah, like, because I still call Coach LeBlanc to this day. Like, I think I called him like a week ago, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
I just
been talking. Like, I like Coach LeBlanc. I fuck with him heavy.
He would do the thing in an interview when you would ask about like a young guy, and he's like, "Man, these young guys, they think they know what they're doing." You just kind of laugh.
We really did think we knew what he was doing.
Well, and I think it's just when you come in and you're the big guy on campus, and especially these new kids who are, Rogers is a 5-star, Hayes was a top tier. You've been told you're great, and then you get there and like SEC football, it's a little bit different. It takes some learning to kind of figure out your place in the pecking order and just the kind of brutality of getting beat up all the time. And that's why I'm curious from y'all's perspective, who's really done a good job adapting out of that group of underclassmen that really can step up in the near future and make an impact on the football field?
All of them, for real, because none of them really had the mindset like that was the guy who like they eager to learn and actually like football. And they knew they had the guys in front of them where like they didn't have to come in and like me and Phil's situation, we had to come play like day one. But in their situation, they didn't. They can learn, and they looked at us like big brothers. And, that's why our room was close and tight-knit because those young guys came in eager to learn. So that's why I know they're going to be good for sure because they love football, and they don't one of them had no cocky mindset. They all want to learn and soak up all the knowledge they can.
Yep. Especially D-line. The young D-line, I told them, y'all going to be some dogs.
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm talking
about. Just don't get fat. Because they came in here built.
Yeah.
Like Josiah, Octavius, Traylon, they came in here. So I'm like, shit, if y'all don't get fat and you just keep working, shit, go ahead.
Hayes has got a neck that's like bigger than his head. That thing is enormous.
I mean, his head been small, but his neck is big, though.
Every single one of them in practice or something, it'll be a day where they'll do something. You'll be like, man, that dude's different. Like every single one of them, not just like one. When Ox came in the spring, everybody knew he gonna be it. Then Josiah came, then Justin. Like
they're gonna be good. I feel like they're gonna be fire. Yeah.
And Josh still there, and they still got a guy they can look up to for sure.
Yeah, they got a great example.
They're gonna be good.
So I gotta ask you, Q, what in the hell is Bully doing when he puts his finger up? Like, is he saying no, or is he like saying that was me? Like, what's?
Hold on, man. Hold on. He stole my man Q.
Yeah, we ain't gonna speak on that. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna speak on it.
He stole my man. That's his little thing, But it's working for him.
But me and Quan, everything with me and Quan, we won A, 1B. So I let my boy get that. He deserves it.
So it's like a Mutombo, just like.
Yeah, it's a no. Like
they got the nose guard thing. No. The DNs ain't doing that. We ain't gonna do that. That's the nose guard thing.
You don't need to show off like it. Yeah,
we let them know.
No Mutombos.
I just throw the hand in the air like no. It's more of a Why would you try to run where we at? Don't try that. Like, that's not going on.
So here's a hypothesis I formulated, and tell me if I'm wrong. Going into these last two bowl games against ACC teams, there was a very much like, we're going to go in there and just shove them into a locker, bunch of nerds. Yep. And we're going to bully them around because they don't play real football. We'll show them how you play real football. Am I off?
No. You're not off. You spot on, really, because
it's
a big difference from playing.
No other team
can
play like a SEC team. I don't care what nobody in America says. There's no other team that plays like SEC teams.
It's not even a playing style. It's just a side. Like, everybody is a grown man. It's like, we play NC State, and I don't know them. I don't want to talk bad about them, but they got these little bitty guards. Like,
little boys, little fat boys.
I'm like, man, I'm going to have my way with these dudes. And then you go and play Georgia or Bama when they center is 6'6", 330. Like, it's a different type of body type in the SEC.
Well, and we saw, I think it's Deontay Harris for Bama in the championship game, looking thicker than a Snicker. That dude is a wild load to handle. But y'all went out there. Y'all did bully both teams. Virginia Tech, they did put up a good punch. They threw the ball pretty well. At any point last year, did y'all just look at Lynn Bowden and be like, what is this guy doing?
No, we never did. Never. It was, man, Lynn was our offense. If there was no Lynn, we probably went 0-12 that year.
Yeah.
People don't realize we didn't have a quarterback. Like, we didn't have nobody that can throw the ball.
Well, and Stoops, he likes to do the thing with injuries too, where there's just, they're getting better, and they don't really say anything. And when Bowden first got in, you're like, I think this guy, he could be all right for a little while. But for it to keep working and keep just bullying teams and watching him just run over dudes, I like to tell people, I was like,
our line was at they peaked. Them boys was at they peaked.
Well, and they were running downhill, pulling dudes all over
the
place.
scheme was crazy, man. The scheme, what they were doing. And then you got to think of it like in football terms. It's like you got an extra blocker with a running back. The quarterback, only thing Lynn got to do is make the first man miss, which he going to do anyway. And you at the gate. So
that run he had against Louisville was
crazy. No, the B-Tech, he did a QB draw. We was down like a touchdown, 3rd and 10. Everybody in the stadium knew what we was going to do. This man, like 60 yards. I was like, man, this dude.
Yeah, I feel like playing against Lynn would probably be like playing tag. Like, you got to. It's too hard to touch
bro,
this,
you
man.
remember the scrimmages, bro? In camp?
Yes.
This man going back and forth across the field. I'm like, Lynn, you going to make me get a loaf on tape, bro.
Yes, bro. Like, this man, it's like he didn't get tired because he was going to run sideline till everybody get on one side and then go. It's crazy. Yeah, like, he was shifty. He was definitely up there in the shiftiness.
And then to end it by throwing a touchdown, too, to Josh. Like,
perfect throw, perfect route, too.
Fire. Well, he was definitely a good player.
And he called it play.
Great player.
So, of all the teams you play, we've mentioned a lot of teams that I personally hate. Which team did you love to hate the most? What
Tennessee.
team was your favorite team to beat?
Tennessee. And I don't even know why. Like, I don't know why I never not liked Tennessee, but, like, once I realized, how big that rivalry was and, like, just the disrespect, like, sometimes, like, I would want to fight the dude in front of me so much that I would forget that, we was, like, playing football. But that's just how crazy that game was. Like, I don't know. The Tennessee game, those are just different. Those are different, especially being down there. Like, I can't give them the bird or everything right now.
We had a point to
prove.
It's definitely Knoxville. When we went to Knoxville this season, we had a point to prove for sure.
Definitely did.
But Florida got to be the luckiest team in America.
The luckiest team in America. I don't know how they do this. They are lucky, man. Like, I think we're supposed to beat them all three of the times out of the four. 3 of the 4.
Yeah, 3 of the 4. This last one was the one that just got away.
Yeah,
and even this one too wasn't like
Florida sucked.
They were frauds, man. They couldn't run the football at all.
No.
That's just because, we had a great front. Like, our front was dominant. Like, me, Q, Josh.
I like that y'all haven't mentioned Louisville, though, because, like...
I was going to speak on that. My bad cut you off.
No.
I think this is disrespect to, well, I don't know about the past Kentucky, but, like, to us, Louisville wasn't a rival. We knew going. Well, crazy they had Lamar. And come on now.
That boy was fire.
Lamar could have been at Western Kentucky and gave everybody problems. But after that, it was like, why is this a rival? Auburn, Alabama. Like, other 10, we got Louisville. We knew we were going to dominate just off the strength of, like I told you, like, it's different body types. Like, even when they had Lamar that year, like, their O-line wasn't just that's who dude was. That's who was. It wasn't so much a rivalry to me. Back Randall Cobb them days or whatever, it probably was an intense rivalry, but they're not so much a rivalry to me.
Well, what about whenever their coach was really sad about the L's down? He was really, really sad. We was throwing
that was throwing L's up. So shit, I don't know. He just wanted something to say. They lost by 50. He couldn't complain about the game being close or the refs because shit. I don't know.
I really do like the way that it's turned because being from Louisville, I've grown up hearing a lot more of it. And the first win over Omar right before y'all got there was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point on, aside from, his one payback, which you're right, Lamar's he's on a different level. Like,
Lamar.
That run he had against the Titans, like, that's just like, what do you even do?
That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. That's just Lamar.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So of all the guys that you've been on the field with, is he the one that's probably like oh God, this guy? I mean, who's the craziest guys you all seen in person playing football?
Yeah, I'm saying dudes.
Against or with, because I know y'all said Josh is one of the craziest too. Like,
yeah, he up there. He the top. But then I seen Lynn, but against Kyle Pitts, man. Oh my God.
He was fire.
That man ran a corner post out of 3-point stands for 80 yards. I never seen nothing like a tight end. Out of 3
and he looked good too. Like, in person, he looked like a good athlete. Like, he had the frame, the height. Like, I didn't know he was this big. Like, I was like, hold on, man. But yeah, he definitely was nice.
Who else?
Did you ask who was the best players we ever went against, like, playing right now?
Either win against or just have seen while you're on the football field.
Lamar, I ain't trying to suck him off either. But listen, it was this one play, man, when he was right in front of me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to tackle his ass. And like, I went to reach for him, but like, as I was reaching for this man, it was like he was already gone. I was like, damn. If I put slow man, it'd be like this.
That man baked somebody on the team and pointed at him.
Yes, like, ridiculous.
He's different. Who else did I say? Man, Mississippi State, that year we beat them, they had Jeffrey Simmons. That man was going stupid. Drake had a good game against him.
Mm-hmm.
But that man made some plays where you was like, he's different.
Him and Sweat were really good. That was a good 1-2 punch.
Devontae Smith, he just so smooth. Like, it don't pop out to you how good he is. Because he just so smooth. He looked like he barely run hard, but he got off on us. He was a good player for Bama.
Would you all recommend not playing a 10-game SEC schedule again?
No,
it was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
it just was so much this season. It's just the circumstances. Like, if you take the circumstances out, I think things with no excuses. But take the circumstances out, I think things would have went different. But
that's
fun. Like, every week it's a game. Like, don't nobody.
Yeah, that was the
you
truth.
Got a whole week
dope.
of practice and you got to prepare for Toledo. Come on, that's like they like the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't nobody want to be in Toledo.
Yeah, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. That Toledo game, a lot of dudes was, going in like, oh, it's Toledo. And it got a little hectic for a minute, but of course we put it out.
Look, I knew he was going to throw that in there.
Yeah, of course we was going to put it out.
But it's different. Like, it's only human nature to feel how you getting ready for Bama or you getting ready for Vanderbilt. But shoot, we embrace it. We love it up front. I like it. If I can go
they
back,
should do that more often. Like, they should do that like every other season, like all conference games, like every other season.
Or if you're gonna play a non-conference game, like let's beat somebody relevant. Like nobody want to play Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
See,
let's go to LSU or something.
Right. I kind of like those games personally because I didn't have to go in stressing out, or like
but that's the beauty of it for real.
Yeah.
It's like an NFL schedule. It really is. We're just week to week.
Grown men every week.
That
like you got fun. Bama, you got Florida. We had a stretch though.
Just talking about it turning me up. That shit was great.
Bama, Florida. Like
I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. Like going against the best of the best of the best of the best. Because I don't care what nobody says. I feel like if we throw some of these players from these other divisions into SEC games, they don't get smashed. I don't care about what the politics talking about. Oh, he a good offensive lineman, he a good wide receiver. I want them to come play SEC ball, and then let's see if they as good as everybody's saying. Because some conferences, I just feel like Pee-wee conferences. Like if I would have went to a different conference, I'd have been murdering people. But like SEC, that schedule was crazy. I love that schedule.
That was fun, man. That was super fun.
Before we get out of here, y'all were a part of some wild locker rooms. First and foremost, I need you all to grade Mark Stoops' dancing ability.
I give him. He's somewhere in the negatives with me. One of the worst I've probably never seen. No coordination, no rhythm.
I'm not gonna grade it because I still be going up there and talking to him, and
no, that's
I
my
just
guy.
don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke, but it ain't good. I don't know how he even. Yeah.
What was the best post game celebration?
Missouri.
The crowd surf.
Missouri. At Missouri.
The crowd surf. No,
yeah.
Man, I want to say something about Coach Stoops. Man, Coach Stoops is like none other coach I done ever like. He genuinely care about his players and like their opinion and
he definitely do.
Temperature of the locker room, like everything. Like he told me and my mom when he came to Memphis. Like he ain't changed. He ain't wavered. He ain't. That's a good dude, man. That's a
he a legit coach. I kid you not.
I want my son to play for Stoops.
I'm glad I got to play for Coach Stoops. Like, and I knew he was the real deal when he came out to Kansas, and we just talked, And even when I came here, we talked. But like, he actually cared about us. He not just in it for the business to win games. Of course, we want to win games, but like. When it comes to our bodies and our personal lives, he actually give a damn. Like, he not one of those coaches like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, all right, get out of here. He really took the time to, get to know us if we wanted him to get to know us.
Because I'm up here, where I'm at right now, I'm training, with players from, I ain't going to say the names in the schools, but these other huge schools with these coaches that sound like real assholes, but man, it's feeling good to be like, man, I had a great coach, like a great man as a coach.
Well, and I think Stoops even said sometimes he would have to kick you out of the office, Phil, because he would have to get back to work.
Sometimes I would just walk in at the wrong time. Like I would hear him on the phone sometimes, but I'm still coming in there. But other than that, he always made time.
Yeah.
Him and LeBlanc probably had to. Oh my God, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody a former player to say a bad thing about Mark Stoops, and haven't heard it yet. And even former staffers, Grand's going to separate ways, and that was one of those things that I think both parties knew it had to happen, even though they didn't want it to happen. But
I was gonna say I never thought that was gonna happen. Listen here, oh my gosh, I'm not saying I wanted Coach Grand to leave, but I was just like. They're never gonna separate. Like they're inseparable. Mm-hmm. But I think after
people gave
these couple seasons. He was a good coach, though. Coach Grant was definitely a good coach.
People gave Grant some flack for our offense and stuff, but man, I'm a D lineman. Like that man do some stuff, some schemes he draw up in that run game and blocking schemes. Like I ain't no saying nothing like it, but I ain't no offensive guru. So
the thing too that comes with that y'all are kind of learning from afar about us folks in the media and fans who just get mad online during games is back and offense coordinator get all the hell, and luckily for you all, like if you mess up, it's really probably only your position coach is going to know in the locker room. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't happen too often.
White, this man know everything.
Yeah.
See, Brad White, he strikes me as a dude who, like, if even the smallest of details bug the hell out of him.
That's him.
Yep.
But that's good though. You know, we need stuff like that. But like,
Coach White, a hell of a coach.
Yeah. I could have did the smallest thing wrong, and he was gonna point it out every time. And then I was like, damn, I can't do nothing right. But
you can't drop a piece of paper out on the practice field.
Yeah, like you can't do nothing wrong with him, but like. That's what you need, though. You need that in the coach.
Yeah, Coach White
you did good, but
I have a feeling that's what it'll be like at the next level. So
I hope so.
So y'all are working out right now. What's the kind of have they told y'all anything to prepare for? Because there's so much, uncertainty with combine, pro day. I mean, just everything.
I've been hearing a lot about how everything's like. I just know for sure that things not gonna be the same. But it's they haven't like told us a definite thing to be looking out for because you just don't know what everything going on. Just be ready.
Yeah, like I done heard the NFL and everything was gonna decide last week if we were gonna have a pro day and a combine, but nobody said anything still. Mm-hmm. So like people are like worried about spending too much money on training for no pro day because last year guys had got a lot of money spent on them or whatever, and they didn't get to have a pro day, they didn't get to have a combine, nothing. So it was like a waste. But like
I'm working too hard. Somebody gonna see
this. Yeah, somebody gonna have to see this. Somebody's gonna have to see the work that we put in. Yeah, because we need that.
Well, good luck when you're working out and preparing and training for everything. I'm sure this is a kind of a weird time, also an exciting time. So I hope that you all get all the pro day opportunities, the opportunities that everybody else gets, because you put in a lot of work for UK. Fans really appreciate all the wins you've brought in, all of the effort, the blood, sweat, tears, and it's been fun. And personally, I hate to see y'all go because as a guy who's just kind of a stick in the mud who asks people questions for a living, you always made it fun. It was never a light moment, and you all were honest, and you don't like to be worked around, but I always appreciated the kind of brutal honesty and some jokes from time to time, because like at the end of the day, this is a sport. It's supposed to be fun, and that's what we're here to do, is have a little bit of fun.
Right. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you too, man, especially on them picture days, having y'all around. The picture days was the funnest. Yeah.
I know, man.
It was fun. Y'all was fun, man. I enjoyed it. They went by quick, but I enjoyed every moment of it.
Definitely did.
Well, I would appreciate too if y'all kept tweeting during UK games next fall, no matter where you are.
No filters. There's no filters on me.
Yeah, I'm tweeting what I want to tweet.
It's going to get hectic. If somebody not doing this, like I said during the season, man, get that bitch. Get a ball.
Yeah, because ain't nobody going to be able to make me run no more.
Please put this somewhere. Let me say this right now. Because this time I'm going to say, I don't care what the new OC do, who we put in. Man, when we get a ball to Keaton Upshaw, please. Can somebody please get a ball to Keaton Upshaw? I'm going to say this until get a ball to Keaton Upshaw.
Throw my man the ball. Because, hey, Keaton the dog. Throw my man the ball.
Give Keaton the ball, man.
All right, we'll happily echo that message. There's no problem with that. All right, what y'all got some social media to plug? Let's get the Instagram and Twitter followers up. Where can folks find y'all at?
You can find me everywhere. Quinton Bohanna, 95 on everything.
Okay.
Yep. All mine the same. Phil_Hoskins. Come follow me on the ground, man. Like the pics. See my son. We up.
Man. See this journey. It's going to be a crazy journey, but it's going to be a good one. follow it for sure.
Well, good luck. We'll be in touch, and appreciate y'all for doing this.
Yes, sir.
Definitely appreciate you too, man.
Anytime.